I mean, if you want to eat well, don't do it. That's a lot of money. Start learning it now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about morning. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, comment, turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos, and hit that subscribe button if you have not. What are you waiting for? Now let's get started. I'm done with most of the major tips on how to save money. I'm going to be giving you guys practical shopping tips, things you need to take note of when you go shopping. The first one, when you go shopping, don't buy things on impulse. How do you do this? Have a list. People always say this: if I don't buy something that is not my list, did I go shopping? It's like an excuse that, oh, I don't buy much. If you don't have the discipline to stick to your list, start learning it now. Start learning it now. When you go into wherever you're going to, shopping malls, local supermarket. I mean, I said earlier that shopping local market does not mean that every single thing, like there's some things you find in local markets, right? I still shop in supermarkets from time to time, and just, you know, whenever I need something I can't go to local market for, right? I'm just you have to cultivate the habit of sticking to your lists. This won't happen overnight. It's something you have to learn. When you are going shopping, if you write 5 items and you have put the estimate of how much those items are, you can put extra money for 1 or 2 things you might have forgotten, because sometimes when you're creating your list, you forget 1 or 2 things. You just put extra money. So if your budget is 300 cedis, you can go with 350. Just that 50 cedis in case you forgot 1 or 2 things. That is allowed. But you wanted to buy something worth 300, max 350, and then you just see one nice shiny thing. All of a sudden, you went out and came back with things worth 1,000 cedis. Extra 700 cedis added on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Even if you see promo, if they run below, they purge. Free things they purge. Don't do it. There's room to buy 1 or 2 things, but when you just go and buy the whole supermarket and carry to your house, honey. And one way to ensure that you put it into practice how to do that is carry limited cash. You can even leave your card at home so that you know that there is no access to money to buy on impulse. If your budget is 300 cedis, you can carry 400 so that in case anything that you did not add or any necessary thing, you factor in that 100 cedis to cover it. Obviously, you still have access to money online, but you have to learn to not use those other access to money. It can't happen overnight. It's something that you have to like learn and put at the back of your mind, that you won't go and try to get cash, you know, when you are in the market or wherever you are shopping. So no impulse buying. Work with a list. When you go shopping, don't buy things you won't use in the next 1 month. I don't know why someone will buy something they're not going to use very soon. You just buy it and to sit in your house when you could use the money for important things. You should only do this during special occasions or special seasons. For example, Christmas time. We all know that during Christmas, most things are more expensive. All of a sudden, something is just 2 or 3 times the price. If you have the money, you can buy non-perishable things in November. Even the perishable ones, the ones that you can preserve. Don't buy something that's going to spoil. The one that you can preserve, you can buy them earlier. You can buy it like first week of December or last week of November. If you're going to need certain things during Easter, it might not even be a special holiday. It can be any time of the year. During that period, there's a peak because of seasonal changes. You know that the prices always go up during that time. You can buy it before time and preserve them. Now, aside those scenarios, don't buy something you're not going to use in the next 1 month. Let it not just sit in your house and collect dust. If you're not going to use it in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, why are you buying it? Don't buy things you're not going to use very soon. Have a shopping schedule. You should know when things are running out in the house and when you need to restock. Avoid last minute buying. When you allow things to run out completely at home, when you go to the market with such a huge list, you end up spending more. I mean, you have a larger list. If you buy things small, it will not only save you money, it will save you time. When I mean small, I'm not talking about quantity wise. Now, remember I said you should buy in bulk. I'm talking about going to get things before it runs out completely in the house. You shouldn't wait till there's no rice in the house before you buy things, because when you are going last minute, you need it urgently, so you're in a rush, right? Most times you end up making poor decisions. You don't know which one to get, which one is of higher priority than the other. I talked about hierarchy, right? Now there are certain things that are a higher hierarchy than others. When you are going with a very large list because you did not buy things, in parts, you tend to lose focus on what is on a higher hierarchy than others. All these things happen, and then you overspend. Apart from the overspending, it's time consuming, it's stressful, because you're trying to buy so much things in a very short time. Maybe you want to use this thing the next day. That's when you're going to market to go and buy it. If you bought it on time and you have days, weeks before you use it, it saves you time, right? So have a shopping schedule. Know when you're going to go to the market and plan and prepare for it. Whether you shop in a local market, whether you shop in a convenience store, wherever you shop, have a schedule of when you're supposed to go shopping. In other words, stay on top of your grocery list. You should be able to know, oh, I'm almost out of sugar, I'm almost out of rice, tissue is almost finished in the house, detergent is almost finished. I always have an open tab on my phone or my physical notebook of my grocery list. There's always a new list. Oh, things are running out, I'm penning them down so that when next time I'm going to market, I already know the things that I do not have. It saves me time in planning. Overall, it saves me a lot of time. This is a practical tip for when you're shopping in a supermarket, mostly supermarkets, because in local markets you don't have access to trolleys. Now, when you're shopping in a supermarket and you are going to buy a few things, don't carry a trolley, don't carry a basket. Why? It gives your mind this illusion that you're going to go in and come out very quickly. When you carry a basket, you find that you're more relaxed. You take your time and stroll through the aisles. As you're strolling through the aisles, you'll be seeing things that your mind is telling you, oh, I need to get this, oh, I need to get this. And before you know, you came to grab 2 items, but you're leaving with 6. But when you just go in with just your hand, when you're going to just grab 2 items, you go there immediately, grab the 2, because you don't want your hands to be heavy, to be full. You grab the 2 and you walk out. So if you're going shopping and you're going to grab a few items, do not carry a trolley, do not carry a shopping basket. Any look you are looking around, as the things you're carrying in your hand is heavy, no one will tell you to go and pay for it and leave. I mean, it takes discipline, because after a while you can still go and pick a trolley, right, and be like, let me keep strolling. But it takes discipline. Once you start doing this, over time you get used to it. If you're going shopping for a few items, do not carry a trolley or a shopping basket. Don't be wasteful. Don't buy something you're going to use completely. Honestly, I hate when things waste in my house. My mom used to always say, don't waste food in my house. I just grew up hearing, don't waste food in my house. She will buy pepper and maybe will not use the pepper completely and to go bad, and she will complain, and even if it was just 2 pieces or 3 that went bad, she wasn't happy about it. So I just kind of grew up with that thing that don't waste food. I mean, even if you have a lot, you don't have enough. Why? If you know you can't finish a certain thing, don't buy it, or buy it in a smaller portion. So I'm a family of 1. Basically, I live alone. I know that a crate of egg, I can't finish it. If not, it's going to spoil. There was one time I bought a crate of egg, and at some point I found myself making dishes that needed egg because I saw that it was almost going bad and it was still remaining like, let's say, 10. And I just started making egg. I didn't use chicken to cook everything. I'll boil egg, I'll fry egg, because I wanted it to finish. So I was able to finish it, I think. And since then, I've stopped buying 1 full crate for myself, because I know that I won't finish it before it goes bad. I now buy half crate, and that keeps it fresh. Now I always have fresh egg all year round, because I'll finish it, get new one, finish it, get new one, right? So if you're not going to use it, don't buy it. Buy a smaller portion. Do not be wasteful. You're not only wasting food or wasting whatever resource that is, you're wasting money. Why? Okay, I have a tip for you guys when it comes to not being wasteful. Try variety. For instance, I bought a piece of yam and it wasn't getting bad, but I just got tired of eating it, and I was like, what should I use it and do? Instead of just throwing it away, which I would not do, I bought the yam to cook fried yam and boiled yam with sauce. And I just got tired of eating fried yam and boiled yam. I decided to use it and cook yam porridge with potato and vegetables. I mean, it went from boring to exciting immediately. So if you have anything, now I'm using food as an example, it can be any other thing around your house. If you have anything like you don't know what to do with it, try a different method. You have a phone in your hand, Google, YouTube, look for recipes on how to use that particular dish, that particular ingredients to cook. You will be surprised what you can use it to do. Don't waste food. You dey hear? The next and last tip I have for you guys is have emergency meals. This one is such a lifesaver. I've noticed that if I don't have food prepared in my house, and like there's ingredients in my house but it's not cooked, when I'm very very hungry, most likely I'll be tempted to order because there's ingredients, but to stand up and go and cook that meal now to eat, I know that it's going to take me a little time, so I'll just order food. And of course, sometimes you should buy takeout, sometimes you should order, go out, dine, wine. Please do. It's very very nice. But if you know you're trying to save at that period of time, you don't need to be buying takeouts every other day, right? So I try to meal prep. And when meal prep is not working, because we all know that we are busy, we all have things we are doing, that is where emergency meals comes in. What is one emergency meal? Noodles, spaghetti, you name it, add your own. If I don't want to cook right now and there's noodles, I'll just cook it. 5 minutes is done. Spaghetti is few minutes is done. So always have emergency meals because it saves you money. That sometimes when you're just feeling very hungry and you can't cook, if you're going to order something now, I don't know your budget of your meals, but most likely to be expensive. I mean, they are affordable takeouts, but most times, I mean, if you want to eat well, I don't mean chichiri. You want to eat well, enjoy yourself, it's going to be expensive. And if you are buying takeouts 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, that's a lot of money. So always have an emergency meal you can fall back on. So that's my last tip. I hope you find these tips useful. These are just some tips I have. I feel like there's more. The more I explore and learn, I'll be sure to share with you. And I hope you find these tips very useful. Don't forget to like, share, keep your comments down below, turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos, and hit that subscribe button if you have not. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.